and white. Duke wearing the black uniforms tonight. Joe Lindsay, Ron Gruber, Courtney Green, the officials here in the nightcap, and we are underway.
And Kentucky in the years under John Calipari had young teams, but Kentucky's youngest starter is older than Duke's oldest starter.
Williams the handoff. Williams comes from Drexel. Oweh from Oklahoma. Robinson, as we mentioned, from BYU. Now Carr defended by Flagg. The turnaround is short. And down with the rebound is Kaman Maluach.
Maluach played on the South Sudan Olympic team. And he is long, a shot blocker, and everything around the basket. He dunks.
And it'll go for Flagg as Duke strikes first.
Opening play with a back screen to an empty backside, and Cooper Flagg puts it in.
It is still Kentucky ball. Another look.
See, Cooper Flagg gets the back pick from Con Knippel, and then Knippel was going to get a screen from Maluach. They didn't need it because the lob was wide open for Cooper Flagg.
Is that just communication on the defensive end?
Yes, on the back pick.
Again, the look at the Kentucky starting five. A lot of experience, but until this year, none of them played together. None of them knew each other, but they appear to have come together very quickly. Two big wins for Kentucky over Wright State and Bucknell. They reached or exceeded 100 points in each. Up and in, Tyrese Proctor makes it 4-0.
And Duke's pressure making it difficult for Kentucky to run their cuts, but getting the ball down court quickly and beating Duke's defense to the other end is always going to be the recipe to fight that pressure.
Rashawn Shire played at Duke, won a national championship at Duke. He did not play in this event. He graduated in 2010. This event began in 2011, but he's been an assistant coach in this event, obviously now a head coach in this event as well. But he is off to a terrific start, just now entering his third year as the head coach, as Oweh knocks it down. A junior, a transfer from Oklahoma, made 37 starts in his 2 years with the Sooners, and he led UK with 21 points in their win over Wright State.
Oweh is a really good defender, averages 2.5 steals. That leads Kentucky. And he's going to be guarding Con Knippel in this game, and he's really got to take away Knippel from the three-point line, make him into a driver.
Both teams deep. Kentucky, it seems almost a certainty you'll see 10 guys tonight. And a foul before the shot.
Cooper Flagg able to come over and get that ball, got away with a little bit of a hook, but when he takes the ball to the basket, he can score equally as effectively with his right or his left hand. He's just so skilled.
Carr trying to chase him around the screen. Now one-on-one. Flagg doesn't put the shot up. Knippel will. Misses the three. And here comes Butler. Carr thought about it. Now Oweh.
Williams such a good passer. There it is.
They run a lot of offense through him at the high post. How often do you see the five-man hit the point guard on a backdoor cut?
You really have to put pressure on him if you can. He's averaging over 4 turnovers, but he is an excellent passer.
Maluach on the offensive glass.
Maluach, the leading rebounder for Duke, averaging over 10 a game, and 4 of them on the offensive end.
The 7'2" freshman just loaded with potential. Carr, yes.
Just a simple little pick and pop. Step up ball screen, and then Carr just pops out to the three-point line for the open three. That is tough to guard.
Carr, a double-figure score last year with Wake and early on this year with Kentucky as well. Here comes Jackson Robinson.
Robinson, another outstanding shooter, the 6th man and leading scorer for BYU last year.
Williams over Maluach. Boy, that's a tough matchup to get any shot up and over Maluach. Now Flagg baseline. And deflected out of bounds, still belongs to Duke.
No pressure on Amari Williams right here. He's just able to throw that little bounce pass on the great back cut by Lamont Butler. And then here's a little step-up screen. Cooper Flagg stays with the ball, and then he's got to recover back out to Carr, who popped out to the three-point line. Really well run by Kentucky.
Knipple is fouled by Owe, but it's on the floor. No shooting foul.
Well, Knipple, as soon as he catches it, he's right in his shooting motion. He gets that shot off so quickly, and he's got deep range.
Here's the first sub for Kentucky. Brandon Garrison, a transfer from Oklahoma State, is into the game for Amari Williams. And again, Mark Pope can go 10 deep. That's what he has done in each of the first two games. If this is a tighter game than the first two, we'll see if the rotation goes that deep.
Yeah, Duke can go 10 deep as well.
Yeah. Proctor from the foul line knocks down a tough shot to put the Blue Devils back on top.
He's had a really confident start to this season. He's off the ball now, playing as an off guard, because he's at his best when he's catching and shooting. Shooting 50% from three to start this season.
Caleb Foster is the primary point guard right now. If you're wondering about Jeremy Roach, he is now with the Baylor Bears. Owe knocks it down, and it is a three.
Well, Owe was not a three-point shooter at Oklahoma. He's more of a downhill driver. But he's knocking threes down at Kentucky early in his career.
Duke, like Kentucky, 2-0 on the season. Wins over Maine and Army, so both teams really stepping up in competition here. And Proctor's got another one.
Well, what a great shot fake to let the defender fly by, a little sidestep. And when he's allowed to catch and shoot, he is really dangerous. You have got to make him bounce it.
This is deflected, so no over and back, but Foster steals it. And then a foul. All of that created by the defensive play of Pope. His first chance, and when Pope got this job, he called up Mark Fox and said, "You want to come be an assistant on my team?" And I asked Fox about it. He said, I was there in Lexington that night. You don't say no to a Blue Blood.
Well, Mark Fox did a great job at Nevada. He was the head coach at Nevada. Coached Nick Fazekas back in the day, then became the head coach at Georgia after that.
Corner three for Andrew Carr.
And Mark Fox was telling me that Andrew Carr is going to do really well in this system. He was so efficient in his time at Wake Forest under Steve Forbes.
Cooper Flagg with the pull-up.
He's got a lot to his game. Really good handler and really effective on the defensive end.
And can be the best player on the floor without being the highest scorer in the game.
And that last foul goes against Malik Brown, who transferred in from Syracuse, where he led the ACC in steals last season. But Flagg just gets a little bit of space, has the opportunity to cross over and just get into that rhythm pull-up. It's hard to believe he's only 17 years old. When he was playing for the USA Select Team against the Olympic team, he really impressed the NBA players. They were all talking about the talent that he has and how good he's going to be.
He was the only player on that team who is not currently in the NBA. Kerr Kriisa, 3 years at Arizona, last year at West Virginia, knocks down a three.
One thing Kerr Kriisa is not is afraid.
No. And it's turned back over to the Cats.
Kriisa will shoot the ball from anywhere. Just came off a 12-assist game against Bucknell, against only 2 turnovers. He's got a 6-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio in this young season.
Yeah, had a great game against the Bison, last game out for the Wildcats. And he's bodying up with Sion James right now, a transfer from Tulane. You talk about a big physical point guard, and that is Sion James. And you can hear the chant of "Go Big Blue" right now here in Atlanta. And another three. This one for Ansley Almanor, a transfer from Fairleigh Dickinson, and Kentucky, Jay, a perfect 5 of 5 from beyond the arc.
They're spreading the floor, getting a piece of the paint, and then playing out of it.
Again, 10 guys who had never played together before. A lot of bonding activities in the summer and the fall to get to know each other. And Mark Pope preaching over and over the collective. Give of yourself to the group, and you will get so much more out of this.
Well, it's funny, the 1996 Kentucky team that Mark Pope played on was used by coaches years ago they would get the stat sheet from that team and ask their players, because everybody knew who the players were back then. Ron Mercer and Antoine Walker, all those guys, say who was the leading scorer, and nobody knew. And they knew them as champions, and they had so much talent but played so selflessly. And I think that's the kind of culture that Mark Pope is trying to build with this team at Kentucky.
So one thing he did was he asked each player in one of their bonding events, what are you going to give to the team? And what did Jackson Robinson tell the group?
He said he was going to be the master,
the great translator.
I can translate Coach Pope to the rest of you. When you don't understand what he's telling you, I can help out there.
He's the one guy who came with Mark Pope from BYU, although Colin Chandler was going as a freshman and then switched to Kentucky. But he's the one guy who had actually played for Mark Pope at BYU. So he told the rest of the guys, I got this. I'll explain to you what he means.
And Jackson Robinson is selfless. I mean, he was the leading scorer for BYU last year as a sixth man. He came off the bench, never complained about it. But both he and Kobe Brea can really shoot it and stretch the defense. Kobe Brea transferred in from Dayton, where he was twice the Atlantic 10 sixth man of the year. And last year led the NCAA in three-point percentage. Shot basically 50% from three, 49.8, and I'm a round-up guy.
That's what everybody says about you.
And he made 100.
So flag at the line from Newport, Maine. I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this game have read a lot about him, but may not have seen him yet. He is described as tremendously competitive, can impact winning on a number of different levels. And you look at some of the numbers that he has and will put up. He can be like a 17-point, 8 rebound, 4 assists, 2 steal, 2 block kind of guy. He's gonna put numbers up in a lot of different categories.
He plays a complete game. Now just putting on some full court pressure.
Brea, a guy who everybody wanted in the portal because of his shooting ability.
Well, I can't imagine an NBA team's not going to want him the way he shoots it.
Here's Chandler.
Duke really trying to pressure the ball. Push Kentucky a little further out on the floor. That's going to open up some back cuts.
Deep one is wide left for Brea. And the Duke fans are getting on him, but he was 10 for 12 from 3 before that shot. So you really got to respect him. He is one of the great shooters in the country.
Yeah, he's still shooting over 70% from 3 with that miss.
Flag driving on Brea, and that's going to go.
Got the switch and went against the smaller Brea, took him down low.
Flag already with 8, Duke back within 2.
Look how the floor is spread and the middle is wide open.
Williams to Kriisa. He lost it, but it bounces to Brea. Shot clock at 7.
There's a double dribble. Got away with it.
Got it caught on his leg. No whistle. Kept alive, but it's into the hands of Flag. It's Mason Gillis, number 18 for Duke, the Purdue transfer, and Brea strips Flag of the ball.
A great use of that left hand by Kobe Brea to get a piece of the ball and knock it away, because he was getting bullied by Cooper Flag and wouldn't allow it.
Chandler the extra pass. Almanor wide open. And Foster down with a rebound in traffic.
Almanor does not miss many of those. He's a terrific catch and shoot guy.
Look out! In transition, Zion James. It is tied at 19. Williams steps in, and that will go. And a bit of a fortunate bounce there to put Kentucky back on top.
A little push shot. He is not a shooter, but he is great. That's good. Wow.
And a block is called on Kerr Kriisa.
told Mark Pope that he was going to be very effective in his system because he's a very good cutter and an excellent three-point shooter that can stretch the floor.
And they talked about some of the passing ability that they thought he had that hadn't shown itself, some tweaks they could make, and it was really interesting. He said, you know, on the big public transfer portal list, he was ranked like in the hundreds, but to us, he just kept rising. And boy, was Mark Pope happy to talk about Almanor today. Let's get more from Jess.
Yeah, guys, tonight is definitely a pinch me moment for Ansley Almanor. He grew up in Spring Valley, New York, and he put up 2 posters when he was in middle school, one of Duke and one of Kentucky. Now, he was hoping and praying that one day he'd be able to play for a team, and tonight it ends up being that night. But he signed with Fairleigh Dickinson. It was the only team that gave him an offer, and he had a great impact. He was a big time, a big reason why they upset #1 Purdue in the NCAA tournament. But he wanted to keep that dream alive, so here he is in his final year playing for the team that he's dreamt of his whole life.
A great story, Jess. Thank you. And one of many great stories on these two teams. Knipple closes out quickly on Brea. Brea's going to get the shot off anyways. And Foster's having a big night. He's down with another rebound.
Well, that's a shot that Brea can make, but Knipple did a great job of putting pressure on it. That was a challenge 3. How about that block by Malowacz?
The first of many, no doubt. And how about the night for Foster? His first points. He's already got 4 assists in this game. As Jay mentioned, he's now the primary point guard. Proctor playing off the ball.
And Foster can really shoot it, but he's done a great job early on handling the ball for Duke.
The floater, a little bit short, got it back.
So good job by Almanor to take away that 3 from Gillis, and Gillis can really shoot it.
Went to the national championship game a year ago as a Boilermaker. Jon Scheyer will tell you a lot about wanting the fit from the transfers. Guys like Gillis and Brown and James saying, you know what? They're over themselves. They're all about fitting in on a team and helping them win. And that was very important to Jon Scheyer. Not just the talent, but the fit on this team when they went into the portal. That is going to count.
A little old school basketball, low post, banging against each other. And Amari Williams, the lefty, a 7-foot grad from Nottingham, England. That's how you get yourself called the Sheriff of Nottingham. Block shots and make those. And Mark Pope loving it. And it was a physical offensive play by Amari Williams getting into the body of a shot blocker.
Williams spent 4 years with Drexel, averaged 12 points, 8 rebounds per game. A 3-time conference defensive player of the year, but he's got a lot of offensive ability as well. And did we have a lane violation? We did.
I thought Owe was in first, but doesn't appear that he was.
James out, flag in, another look. Watch 14.
Yeah,
he got pushed.
Looked like he got pushed in.
Yeah. And it winds up in a point for Kentucky as the lead is now 3.
Well, Lamont Butler is an excellent defender at San Diego State. And he was all defensive team 3 times in the Mountain West. He can put great pressure on the ball, get steals.
Hit a pretty big shot, didn't he, a couple of years ago, the national semifinal to send the Aztecs into the national championship game.
But even after Caleb Foster got past him, he got right back in front. That's a big-time defender. And here's Malowacz. After the ball's let go, he just erases it. I mean, I was at practice earlier this year, and I think it was the first practice that Malowacz had been able to play after getting back from the Olympics, and he blocked every shot.
For Kriisa back into the game, you can see he wears his first name on the back of his jersey.
Named after Steve Kerr, because Kriisa's dad was a big fan of the Chicago Bulls back in the day.
What an effort by Butler. He comes up empty, and he looks a little bit shaken up as well. And he is motioning to his coach and to the official nearby that he got a forearm to the throat. Fortunately, not too shaken up. It appears he is able to stay in the game, but he was winded for a moment.
Take a look underneath. Yeah, I was just out of view of that. Yeah, when Kerr Kriisa committed to Arizona and went to play for Tommy Lloyd, I got a text message from Steve Kerr saying, hey, you know he was named after me, and I don't see any players in the NCAA named Billis. Just saying.
Nobody wears Billis on the back of their jersey, huh? I mean, Anthony did. But he kind of had to.
You saying he wouldn't have chosen?
Yeah, you know. And that foul is on Carr in his second. So Ansley Almanor is back into the game. And Con Knipple is at the line right now. Duke is in the bonus. Missed the front end.
Kentucky basically playing with 2 point guards with Kriisa and Butler on the floor.
Kriisa finds Butler. Whoa, Butler slips and is called for the travel.
I think he got the first down.
Depends on the spot of the ball. 3-point lead, Kentucky. Duke ball. 8:58 to go in the first half. Knipple into Flag. The help from Garrison, but a foul.
Well, the help was good. The reach was what got the foul. He was right there as Cooper Flag was spinning into the middle of the lane and came at just the right time. But you got to come hands up with your body. Watch how Garrison comes over and reaches. I mean, just caught his arm, and a good call, but just keep your hands up and stop the drive.
And knocks down the first. The first game that Duke played in the regular season this year was against Maine. And of course, Flag is from Maine, and his twin brother is going to Maine next year. The Blue Devils prevailed 96-62, and Flag had 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists in that game. Kriisa now with a Brown on him. Long three. And the rebound to Knipple.
Duke doing a good job sending all 5 guys to the defensive glass.
Flag the kick. Oh, and Butler is called for a foul on a 3-point attempt.
He was flying by, and instead of just getting a hand up, he actually tried to block that shot. And Knipple, in his release, that's where he got him, was afterwards. Instead of trying to block it, just bother it.
Knipple, a freshman out of Milwaukee. Both of his parents, outstanding players. His dad, also named Con, scored over 2,000 points at Wisconsin Lutheran College. And his mom, Sherry, is the all-time leading scorer at Wisconsin Green Bay.
Knipple does a great job of moving without the ball, and he's such a focused shooter. Not just a really good shooter, which he is that, but as soon as he gets his eyes locked on the bucket, when he catches it, he is into his shooting motion so quickly.
And he made them all. Duke by 2. Butler has gone to the bench. Robinson has returned. Oweh back into the game for Kentucky as well. Again, they are 10 deep. Good defense. Robinson can't turn the corner. Knocked away by Brown. Malik Brown, a special defensive player.
Well, he led the ACC in steals last year, coming off a game where he had 7 rebounds and 2 blocks against Army. he can allow Duke to switch 1 through 5 out there, and he has switched out on smaller players while he's been out there. And gets out in passing lanes. There he switches off on Kriisa.
Kriisa gets the shot off. And a terrific rebound there by Flagg, and he'll bring him up the floor.
He can rip and run and get things started.
Proctor, no. Long rebound, and Oweh's got it for the Cats. Tipped away by Proctor. Knipple, and Flagg caught up to him to turn it into a 2-on-1 and 2-pointers tonight. And Duke with a 4-point lead, 7.5 to go in the first. Carr has returned.
Duke doing a good job of pressuring the ball, and they're pushing Kentucky's offense further out on the floor. That makes passes and cuts longer. And drives.
Oweh, no. Williams misses the follow. Still loose. And Knipple into the front court. Left hand, and it goes.
Oh, what a tough move by Con Knipple.
You know, one thing that Duke has, too, is very good positional size. They don't have anybody under 6'5" on the court at any point. Everybody who's in their rotation is at least 6'5". Knipple. And the rebound to Williams.
They've got positional size and also versatility. They've got a number of guys that can handle and pass. And right now, the only guy on the court that you wouldn't say is a three-point shooter is Malik Brown. But Knipple eyes up, and it gets right into the chest of the defender. Jackson Robinson uses that left hand to go off the glass. He's got a lot of game. Good offensive rebounder, a gritty defender.
That's the second foul on Cooper Flagg, so he sits. Mason Gillis back in, and now here comes Sion James for Foster.
And this is where the depth for Duke can wear you down. Number of outstanding athletes coming off the bench, led by Sion James, who could play linebacker for just about any NFL team.
Yeah, 3 transfers in the game right now. James from Tulane, Gillis from Purdue, and Malik Brown from Syracuse. Williams off to Jackson Robinson.
You really have to work to get open as Duke is switching those screens.
And a foul on the Blue Devils. Well, Friday, women's college basketball continues. Paige Beckers and number 2 UConn taking on number 14 North Carolina. 6 Eastern on ESPN2 and ESPN+. And Gina Auriemma can possibly tie Tara Vanderveer with a win in that game at 1,216. What an enormous number. What a career.
I thought that would get picked off. Mason Gillis could have had that.
Williams one-on-one with Malawach. And it won't go, but the follow goes for Oweh.
Nobody able to put a body on Otega Oweh.
He's constant activity out there, isn't he?
He's strong, too. Just a downhill driver that's really improved his three-point shooting.
A very old, experienced Kentucky team, just not together. But they've got a lot of guys who have played a lot of basketball. Knipple the pull-up off the glass, too strong.
How many 7-footers grab a rebound and bring it out?
Five out. Everybody gets a touch beyond the arc. And that is an offensive foul on Jackson Robinson.
Let's use that off arm to try to discard Proctor and pick up the offensive foul.
Williams will sit. Kriisa will sit. Robinson will sit. But not first without a couple of words from his coach.
Con Knipple starting out in the left corner. If you get a wide pin down for him, he can curl it. Yeah, they're top blocking him, so he goes out the other way.
Oweh gambles, misses it, and Knipple buries a 3.
They were playing that wide pin down. They call it top lock. They were playing on top of him, so he couldn't come out toward the ball, so he just went to the other side and wound up getting the open 3. Really a great adjustment by Con Knipple.
And the answer at the other end for Kobe Bryant to make it a 4-point game.
Well, you tell your players, hey, stay with him, make him put it on the deck, but still he can knock those shots down. What a great shooter Kobe Brea is.
And a big guy, too. He's 6'7". Knippel misses this three, and back come the Cats. Butler into the paint. Tough turnaround. And rebound Gillis.
Good box outs to keep Garrison off the offensive glass.
Malawacz got it, gives it right back to Proctor. Proctor now a junior. Step back three. Count it!
They got the switch. Garrison was able to stop his forward progress toward out on the floor. Because I think, as we were talking about earlier, that makes every drive one dribble further. Passes are longer. And it's more difficult to get a shot from that distance.
Butler at the point for the Wildcats. Now Brea. Back to Butler. And he got grabbed.
Well, Sion James was angling him more toward the corner than the basket. And Mason Gillis just reached in to pick up that foul. That's a tough matchup for Lamont Butler to go against Sion James. That's a lot of size and a lot of strength and athleticism he's trying to drive around.
Seven-point game, less than 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Kentucky has not forced a single turnover from Duke in this first half. And it's not like Kentucky's been turning the ball over like crazy, but Duke's got 9 points off turnovers, 0 for Kentucky.
The second left-handed layup of the night for Con Knippel, and the biggest lead of the game for the Blue Devils.
It's too easy to get a layup. There's too many points in the paint that Kentucky's giving up to Duke.
They've now got 20 points in the paint. Butler buries a three.
And the three-point line keeping Kentucky within striking distance. That's been the difference. Duke is getting easy twos, and Kentucky's making threes.
Proctor's had a terrific first half. Floats it up. Malawacz will slam it home.
Well, after that ball screen, Garrison just stayed too long on the ball.
Oweh turns it over, and Knippel has it for Duke. Proctor driving on Brea, pulls up off the front of the rim. Malawacz there to lay it back in.
Well, Andrew Carr was right there. Malawacz just went right over the top of him. And he's got a 9-foot 5-inch standing reach. He can basically dunk on his tiptoes.
He is all of 7'2". And Carr felt him coming, but draws the foul on Malawacz at the other end. As we take a look at our State Farm assist to the game.
Little middle pick and roll. So Malawacz steps up in the middle of the floor, and then Garrison stays on the ball just a bit too long before he recovers. And it's really difficult to help on that in the middle of the floor. Really good call by Jon Scheyer to get that action in the middle third.
Carr at the line for Kentucky, averaged 13.5 points per game, started every game for Wake Forest last season. Can shoot the threes as well. 2 years at Delaware, then 2 years at Wake, and now playing his final season in Lexington.
He can post at times, has a good jump hook, does a really good job with vertical contests around the basket on the defensive end.
And of course, having played at Wake for a couple of years, he's familiar with the Blue Devils, and the Duke coaching staff familiar with him. Foster and James out there together in the backcourt. Proctor out there as well. Three-guard look as Knippel misses the shot. And Malik Brown is going to get called for holding Amari Williams.
Well, Duke deciding to go to Con Knippel with a little wide stagger. He was in the left corner and came off that stagger ready to fire. But a little too much physicality on the arms of Williams by Malik Brown. Now Williams is going to go to the line.
9th team foul, so still 1-1. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the all-new Sonic Queso Smashers. Live free, eat Sonic.
This is an important point in the game, the last 2 minutes of the first half. Can Duke stretch this lead out a bit? They've got the possession arrow, so it's not a tie-up. They'll get the ball to start the second half. Or can Kentucky, down 6, cut into this lead or even take the lead?
Foster spins and hits. Good patience in the paint.
Boy, really tough play by Caleb Foster. With those fakes, he locked Amari Williams to the ground, so he couldn't go up and block it.
Williams driving on Brown, and that is going to be number 3 on Malik Brown.
And the one thing about Williams, I mean, you want to get him, pressure him, but you really want to take away his driving ability, because he is not going to shoot the ball from out there.
You want to force him right, too. Obviously, he wants to go left. 10th team foul, so now 2 shots here on this trip for Williams. Get out! A huge couple of weeks coming up for Duke. They've got a game at Arizona next week. We'll have that one for you on ESPN2. They play Kansas in a neutral site game in Las Vegas right after that. And then a week after that, they host Auburn in the ACC SEC Challenge. Some big-time games coming up for the Blue Devils.
They're not shying away from heavyweight fights, but this team can handle it. They're an older group off the bench, but their younger guys are built different than most young players.
Foster called for the offensive foul. Kriisa taking the charge. And Kentucky fans starting to rise to their feet here in the stands here at State Farm Arena in Atlanta.
This is a very good shooting lineup that Kentucky has on the floor right now with Brea, Robinson, and Kriisa.
Kriisa a little strong in the rebound to Brown, who is still in there playing with 3 fouls right now. Malawach on the bench with 2, and Flagg has been on the bench for a number of minutes with 2 fouls as well.
There's that wide pin down for Knipple, and he gets the step up.
The pull-up, not just a catch-and-shoot guy.
Heck no, he's got a lot of game, and Duke is going to him right now.
He was named ACC Rookie of the Week, as good as Cooper Flagg is, and as well as he's played. Knipple was ACC Rookie of the Week in week 1 of the season.
What do you get for Rookie of the Week?
I don't know. Maybe a plate? Did they have that award when you were playing?
No.
Otherwise,
they did Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Carr out and Almanor back in, and now Duke fans trying to challenge the noise of Kentucky fans. This is one of the best things about this great event, is seeing the dueling fan bases. Whoa. It's a lot of steps. Down to Proctor. And a good decision to pull it back out.
Duke's put together a nice run here. If they can get a score, they get the ball first to start the second half. That can be a nice little run.
Turn it over. And there is time here. Williams throws it away.
Well, he had Kobe Brea on the right as well. So Kentucky wants to be up and not allow any straight line drive.
Here comes Foster. And had it blocked out of bounds as the half comes to a close. A appropriately given out here this year in Atlanta. And we'll have some details about the future of this event coming up later on this half.
There is no more Georgia Dome now, is there?
No.
I played in the old Omni.
For Flagg, who missed several minutes with foul trouble after he picked up his second. He sat for the last 6-7 minutes. And we have an injured player on the floor. Kaman Malawach has yet to get up.
Malawach and Andrew Carr were both going after that ball.
Looks like the right knee. You could see the collision there, and then Carr fell on the foot of Malowacz, and he was unable to get his foot out as he was falling to the court. And those kinds of things can turn out a lot worse than that one just did. So good to see that he's not injured.
We'll see after halftime if Kentucky does a better job of working to get open so they can make catches in the scoring area.
Oweh, the pull-up from 16, around and out. Ball's loose. Williams on the deck. So is Knipple.
Look how fast Con Knipple gets down on the floor for that ball. There's zero hesitation. And these Duke freshmen, Knipple and Flagg, play well beyond their years.
We asked Jon Scheyer this morning, Flagg and Knipple, had they ever played together? Did they really know each other? And there wasn't much of a connection at all between the two of them as they were both being recruited by Duke. But boy, they play off one another very well. Inbounded to Robinson. Look at the rebound by Williams.
Great kick out.
Oweh from the wing for three.
Well, that is the best time to shoot a three after an offensive rebound. And Williams didn't have the immediate stick back, but had the presence of mind to look out to the perimeter for a step-in three. And a great pass by Lamont Butler to get it to Oweh.
Proctor made a couple of threes in the first half, went looking for the foul call, and then nearly threw it away. Tipped into the backcourt. Foster has it with 7 to shoot. Taken away by Robinson. Carr. Williams can't get the shot off, at least the first time. Now he will.
Well, you know he was going middle to try to get back to that left hand.
And Kentucky fans on their feet. The first 5 points of the second half belong to the Wildcats.
Lamont Butler, he is really good at getting steals and trying to size up the dribble.
Flagg, no. Malowacz, the offensive rebound. Flagg is wide open on the wing. And out of bounds to Kentucky.
A fantastic offensive rebound by Amari Williams after this miss in the corner from Jackson Robinson. Just went high for it, didn't have the immediate stick back, and what a great extra pass by Lamont Butler to get it to Otega Oweh.
This is the first big-time game this season for each of these programs. Good defense by Foster to keep Butler in front of him. Now Oweh driving. And it is still Kentucky ball.
Both Foster and Knipple doing a great job of keeping Kentucky from making a straight line drive.
And Andrew Carr getting some very quick work done on the Kentucky bench to wrap up maybe some sort of a cut on his right wrist or forearm back into the game. Oweh blocked from behind by Flagg.
That is a great recovery by Cooper Flagg.
And then he is fouled. It'll be on Lamont Butler. That'll be his third.
Just a big time play by the freshman from Maine, Cooper Flagg.
And now instead of the Wildcats fans yelling, now it's let's go Duke. And now Butler's coming out with his third foul.
Got to watch Con Knipple on this. Oftentimes he'll set an up screen, then get a screen from Malowacz. There it is.
Kerr Kriisa has taken the place of Butler for Kentucky. Knipple knocked away by Williams, but Knipple finds Malowacz for the dunk.
Great court sense by Con Knipple.
The top-ranked freshman class in the nation belongs to Duke. And between Flagg, Knipple, and Malowacz, you are seeing a lot of that on display here tonight. Carr to Oweh. Back to Carr. Somehow got it over Malowacz to score.
A nice little two-man game on the left side. And Andrew Carr very efficient around the basket.
Turnaround by Knipple will go.
Are you kidding me? He has got so much game on the offensive end. And he's a very good defender as well. Good pass.
Great cut by Carr, and he's heading to the free throw line.
Con Knipple even going to the deck. Comes off driving downhill, loses the ball, and as he's going down, has the presence, the court sense to get it to Malowacz for that easy dunk. And then watch this play. Fakes one way, turns, fade away. Nothing but net. He has got a ton of ability.
And things can go so many different ways, but you can see this Duke team, they've got a lot of talent, a lot of versatility, as you said. But it's really all built around, it feels, Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple.
Yes, they're very, very skilled. And we've talked about it. The maturity they have for their age is really remarkable. And that's why Jon Scheyer can play this kind of schedule without concern. Because these guys can handle it, and not a lot of freshmen can.
It was one of the things he said to us at shoot around this morning. He said, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. He said, but they're not going to be, in awe of the moment or the opponent or anything like that. He said this is a very tough group of players, both the freshmen and then the upperclassmen transfers that came in as well. And there's a foul on Knipple, and he's upset with himself that he committed the foul. It's number 2.
And even with Duke getting so much in the paint, Kentucky's only 2 possessions down. I mean, you get a stop and a score. This is a 1-possession game, and anything can happen.
Big differences beyond the arc. Duke is only 3 for 15 from three-point range. Kentucky is 8 for 18. Shot clock at 7. Carr the handoff to Robinson. Shot clock at 2.
Got to get it up.
And a great defensive stand there by the Blue Devils.
Just wouldn't.
Jon Scheyer, after 9 years on the staff as an assistant and then an associate head coach for the Blue Devils, now in his 3rd year as the head coach. Not an easy thing to take over for a coach as successful as Mike Krzyzewski, but boy, it looks like Jon Scheyer was made to do this, Jay.
He's done a great job in his 3rd year. Made the NCAA tournament. His first 2 years went to the Elite 8 last year before getting beat by NC State in that just remarkable run the Wolfpack had.
The DJ Burns experience. We saw it at the ACC tournament, and it continued all the way to the Final Four.
Still one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen in my years in the game. Winning 5 games in 5 days at the ACC tournament. And when you wondered, could they possibly have enough emotional gas in the tank for the NCAA tournament, reaching the Final Four for the first time since 1983 when Jim Valvano took the cardiac pack all the way.
Yeah, the ACC continues to not put up the regular season results that they would like, but in the NCAA tournament, they have been as good as any conference. It'll be an interesting year in the league as Flagg lays it in. You can see Duke's going to be very good. North Carolina's very good. But who is next to step up and challenge? Steve Forbes has a very interesting, good-looking team at Wake Forest. Can they get over the hump and get into the tournament? And then Pitt, Miami, et cetera, et cetera. Who else is going to push the middle of that league up?
Yeah, Pittsburgh off to a great start. Miami's got another really good team.
Notre Dame, Louisville look like they're heading in the right direction. That's a good sign for the league. Foster. It won't go, and the rebound down to Garrison. The SEC, meanwhile, looks loaded. 9 ranked teams in the preseason poll, 8 this week. Kentucky, think about this. And I know you know, so you don't have to think about it because I know you know already. But Kentucky picked 8th in the league preseason in the SEC. So many good teams in that league.
Yeah, that's a monster. Boy, Cooper Flagg's made so many plays right in a row, the assist being the last of them. But that spin move along the baseline that he just made, and then the steal and the assist, he's showing a complete game.
Garrison at the other end. And now Courtney Green, one of the officials, has blown the whistle, and Kamana Malawach is reaching down to that right knee again. Remember, that's the one that appeared was shaken up a little bit earlier, and he is under his own power walking the bench, but he's coming out of the game.
Well, when Duke can get Cooper Flagg into the post, he can really do some damage there, especially when he gets a good matchup. He got Jackson Robinson down in the post on the left side, and Robinson got on the high side. He just spun baseline, laid it in. It's a great read. Then he got Robinson to switch off him again.
Too strong off the glass for Knipple, and back come the Cats in transition. It's 5-on-4 right now.
They got to get Kobe Brea some open shots.
Robinson dips that shoulder in, creates the contact, but Flagg comes down with a rebound.
Just great defense to challenge by Cooper Flagg.
Sion James again looking like he could be a running back. What an explosive burst to the 10.
Flagg makes the defensive play. And Duke, I thought that ball went straight out of bounds. I didn't see anybody touch it, but you get Robinson on the high side and goes right into his body, spins baseline quickly for the easy bucket. Just great feel to spin off the contact, and Garrison couldn't get there to block the shot.
And now the call has been reversed. It is going to be Duke ball. James at the point right now for the Blue Devils. Foster on the bench. Proctor down in the corner. He's knocked down a couple of threes. Flagg has had a big game and draws the foul.
Just got a screen from Con Knipple. Basically a guard-to-guard screen. That meant that Kobe Brea had to switch off onto Cooper Flagg. So he's calling for the screen just so he could get the switch. Got the switch. Brea is smaller. He just bullied him to the basket and wound up getting the foul and almost completed the play with his left hand. Just lost the ball going up.
I don't know if you can pinpoint this, but how long ago do you remember first hearing about Cooper Flagg? How old was he? When did you first see him? What did you know about him a couple of years ago?
When he was a junior in high school. And you heard how good he was, but it's not like Maine is producing a ton of players over the years. So it was kind of a wait and see thing. But once you saw him play, you're like, this guy's different. And it's really the competitiveness he shows out there. And keep using the word maturity, but maturity sometimes you connote with age, but it's really the way he plays. He plays way beyond his years.
Made his first 4 free throws tonight, just missed a pair there. Butler playing with 3 fouls, can't get by Proctor. And an injured Blue Devil. That 3 will count for Brea, and Sion James is down and in significant pain.
He got picked off on that screen. Brea came off, curled it, and got right into that 3-point shot. And it was certainly helpful that James got picked off. But
I mean, he can't. Somebody's got to tend to him. He can't use that right arm at all right now. And in a lot of pain as he makes his way back down the court. He hasn't come out of the game yet. Now Jon Scheyer's making the move. Foster's going to come back in, and they'll have a look at James on the bench.
Now watch Amari Williams, 22, just leans into that screen, caught him right in the shoulder. That freed up Brea when James went to the deck. Just a hard screen.
So 2 Blue Devils have gotten some medical attention on the bench. Malawach, it looks like his right knee, and now James his right shoulder. Knipple to Brown. Now the handoff to Foster. Little floater won't go down. And here comes Owe in Kentucky. Owe just keeps on going, but he left it short. Shoveled ahead by Proctor. It is getting physical out there. And a good rebound in traffic by Otega-Oweh.
Kentucky looking to push.
Williams, too strong off the glass. And back come the Blue Devils.
Not many 7-footers are going to be trusted enough to give them the ball in that spot. Amari Williams almost made it. But a lot of big guys, you give them the ball right there, they're going to walk with it. Little L cut up the pipe and then the ball screen.
Kept alive by Brown. The kick out to Foster. Brown tips it back out to Foster. And that one is short as well.
Duke just has not been able to find the range from 3.
That will count for Lamont Butler. I'm here in the second half, so with James out at the moment, unless Jon Scheyer goes deeper, he's got 7 players that he has already used and in the rotation right now. Kentucky has used 10 tonight, although Colin Chandler has only played a couple of minutes.
Full court pressure, 2-2-1. Remember, Mark Pope played for Rick Pitino. They had their white press, their black press, 2-2-1, 1-2-2.
Malawacz looking for somebody to hand it off to, finds Flagg. Flagg spinning and has it stripped away. Gillis, the turnaround will go. Well, you can understand what Jon Scheyer was saying when he told us this morning at shoot-around. When they went into the transfer portal, it was more about fit than anything else. And you can see in Gillis, James, and Malik Brown what he was talking about. Williams. Too strong, and Malawacz rips it down.
And he's a presence there.
Flagg for 3. Yes!
Duke had been 0 for 6 from 3 before that Cooper Flagg 3 as the trailer in the second half.
And nearing the midway point of the second half, Duke's lead is now 8. Knipple trying not to give Brea any room at all. Williams banging with Malawacz, and Malawacz get a piece of it.
Brea needed to move into his field of vision to give him somebody to pass to. He just stood out front.
Flagg the pull up this time. Knipple the kick. Flagg gives it up to Proctor.
Got the switch now. Brea is on Flagg.
Knipple driving on Williams, and it won't go down. Butler pushing. Great feed to Brea for the layup.
A great play off of 2 feet by Lamont Butler. Malawacz limping after that last play.
Oh boy, yeah. And Malik Brown is back at the scores table, and for the second time, one of the officials, this time it is Ron Gruber, is going to blow the whistle to allow Malawacz to get to the bench.
That was an excellent play by Lamont Butler. Played off of 2 feet and then drew 3 defenders and was able to kick it to Kobe Brea for that easy score. Just takes it in. Watch, he's got 3 guys around him and then kicks it right to Brea for the easy one. And Malawacz, not sure whether he's cramping up or it's that knee.
So Malawacz on the bench, James in the locker room, Flagg the crossover, and Carr takes it away for Kentucky. It's still live, and it belongs to the Cats.
They are fighting for every ball.
Butler, and laid in by Garrison to make it a 4-point game.
And it was all the paint attack by Lamont Butler that opened up the offensive glass for Garrison.
Number 6 Duke, number 19 Kentucky, and a whale of a game here in Atlanta. Official, it is indeed confirmed cramping for Malawacz. You can see Sion James is back on the bench as well, and he's trying to test that right shoulder a little bit, Jay, to see if a shooting motion bothers it at all. Mason Gillis misses an open 3. Brea the rebound, and Kentucky can get even closer.
A change in defense. Looked like Kentucky went to a little 1-3-1 half court trap there.
Garrison defended well by Brown. Now Butler draws a crowd. Finds Carr. Carr for three. Grazes the front of the rim, and it's Duke ball.
Nice block out by Malik Brown to get that rebound. It's Duke with a bit of a smaller lineup with Brown at the 5.
Flagg with the ball, the high scorer in the game with 17. He's also got 8 rebounds and a couple of assists. Up and good. Give the freshman 19 to extend the lead to 6 as we get word that Sion James is officially out of the game. He will not return. Malawach is questionable to return. Garrison knocks down a long 2 to once again to make it a 4-point game.
Garrison shot 57% from the field last year at Oklahoma State. Averaged just under 8 points and over 5 rebounds a game. Really good athlete.
Again, 9 transfers and 3 freshmen making up the scholarship players for Kentucky. A brand new team from all over the place, and they are playing great right now. They got it down to 2.
That was a great rebound by Kobe Brea. Got it with one hand, using his other hand to ward off the Duke rebound, and they Mason Gillis, they had numbers going the other way.
Knipple has it knocked away. It is still Duke ball with 6:31 to go and a timeout on the floor. Here,
3 from the top. Other than that, they've challenged every 3, and Duke missed a few open ones.
Proctor open in the corner is fouled by Garrison.
The cardinal sin to defense, fouling a jump shooter. Garrison trying to put pressure on that shot, but it looked from this angle like it was a 3. Just you have to let them land.
So Proctor to the line for the first time in the game. The junior from Sydney, Australia. This early season doubleheader, such a great test for all of these teams to really find out what they're made of. 2 of 3 for Proctor, and it's a 4-point game.
And Kentucky's going to have to move the ball in this possession. Kreese is back into the game to run the point. He's not the driver that Lamont Butler is, though he does have a switch now with Cooper Flagg guarding him.
Oweh back to Kreese, who gives it right back to Oweh. Oweh the drive, can't finish it, and it's down to the Blue Devils.
If I were Duke, I'd put Kirk Kreese in a ball screen right now.
Here comes Knipple. Gets to the elbow, picked up his dribble, needs some help, and finds Proctor with 5 on the shot clock. Proctor creates a little space but can't knock it down.
A good rebound by Andrew Carr.
A quiet night for Jackson Robinson for Kentucky.
He's been guarded by Proctor most of the time.
Whoa, a tough shot, and it's a 3 for Kreese to make it a 1-point game.
Kirk Kreese is conscience-free out there, not afraid of anything.
A 3-year starter at Arizona, also played a year at West Virginia. Carr saves it, and the Cats can take the lead.
But what a play by Garrison. They went over the screen. Knipple was open. Garrison took it away.
Kentucky led, but it was early in this game. A deep one. You talk about unafraid, but Kreese can't knock it down, and it's back to Duke. .440 on the clock. Foster open. And Kreese the rebound.
And there was the ball screen they put Kreese into to get the switch.
Inside Garrison. And Flagg got a piece of it. And then Flagg fouled at the other end.
Flagg showing that skill level to be able to drive just as effectively to his left as to his right. Little ball screen, and Kerr Kriisa just came off firing.
Always having fun when he's out of the court, but it's Duke by 1 and Cooper Flagg back to the free throw line. 4 for 6 tonight, but he missed his last 2. Well, we told you he can impact the game in a number of ways, and look at the points, rebounds, and assists. The only Duke player to have those totals in his first 3 career games.
Look, there's a pretty good freshman there.
Yes, there have been. And he made them both. Mark Pope just made 3 subs. Butler is back in. Williams is back in. Brea is back in.
And Lamont Butler's had some great success in attacking downhill.
Into Williams. He's got Proctor on him. Got a big size advantage.
Can also pass over him. Great fake.
Carr to the rim.
And limited Duke to under 30% from the field in the second half.
Malawacz back into the game. Twice has had to leave due to cramping as Carr ties it up at 67.
Andrew Carr guarding Malawacz. Otega Oweh on Cooper Flagg.
It's a smaller lineup now for Kentucky. No Williams, no Garrison. Flagg going to work on Oweh. Malawacz might have gotten away with a push. It's Kentucky ball.
Boy, what fight from Otega Oweh. Duke cleared out the right for Cooper Flagg to take him on. And he battled Malawacz for that ball, and Kentucky comes away with it with a chance to take the lead.
He plays way bigger than his listed size, don't you think?
No question. And he is tough.
Brea. Now Robinson open. Missed the 3. And it belongs to Flagg and the Blue Devils.
That's the Flagg's 11th rebound, all on the defensive end of the floor.
And Jackson Robinson still without a field goal in this game for the Wildcats. He came in averaging 11 points per game. The nipple needs some help. And it's Kentucky ball. Inside 3 minutes to go as Oweh backs it back out.
A dangerous pass, that bounce pass. Cooper Flagg almost picked it off.
Carr inside. Kentucky leads. Jon Scheyer calling out a play from the bench. 2:20 to go. And Flagg is fouled by Brea. That will be the 6th team foul on Kentucky, so still no free throws.
Well, Kentucky gets a couple of back cuts and just some confusion on a switch. That left Otega Oweh wide open under the basket. See this back cut, instead of Knipple staying with him, he thought Proctor was going to take him on the switch. Just a miscommunication led to an easy layup.
Duke ball with 2:15 to go, down by 2. Malawacz almost turned it over.
Well, Kentucky out in passing lanes, making every by the best prospects. But right now, Kentucky's defense has been at a different level in the second half as opposed to the first. There's the switch.
Count the basket for Flagg.
Cooper Flagg is just taking on every switch. Kobe Brea switches off on him. And Brea just tried to hold his ground and wound up getting his arms right into that shot. But Cooper Flagg still strong enough to finish that play. What a big time play by the 17-year-old freshman. It's hard to even say that.
Isn't that crazy?
A 17-year-old can come into this atmosphere and perform at this level.
23 points and 11 rebounds in this game for Cooper Flagg. And Conley knocks down the free throw to put the Blue Devils on top. Malawach in the game for Duke.
And because Andrew Carr can operate on the perimeter, he can take him away from the basket.
And Carr's got a chance for a three-point play.
Well, what a tandem to have Amari Williams, and then you can replace him with Carr and move him to the 5. He can knock down a 3, draw Malawach away from the basket, and then take him to the basket. Nice little shot fake, yet another one to get him off the floor and then go right into his body and still complete the play. What a big time play by Andrew, and he's made a ton of them in this game. Big time play.
It's only in the last 2 or 3 minutes where we've seen this adjustment made by Mark Pope. No Garrison, no Williams, and as you said, Carr moving to the 5. He's been at the 4 spot the vast majority of the night.
Well, that means they can shoot it at just about every spot on the floor, so they can spread out this defense and then drive it.
They give up size at the 4 spot, defending Flagg at the other end, and now Garrison is back into the game for Kentucky, so they've gotten a little bit bigger. Flagg knocked away from behind by Butler.
But Butler's
use, and his coach at the collegiate level, the pro level, played in the NBA as well. They saw Lamont Butler's name in the portal. They said they had to get him. They flew to Vegas the next day, and they got him.
They're really playing through Andrew Carr,
who turns it over. But then a foul called on Brandon Garrison of Kentucky. Kentucky is over the limit, so 1-1 again coming for the Blue Devils. And now it looks like Lamont Butler may be cramping a little bit. And Mark Pope sees it, and he's going to make the change.
Well, Kirk Kriisa coming back into the ball game.
One and one for Caleb Foster. Offensive rebound, Brown. And now Flagg driving on Carr. It goes! And it is tied again. One minute to go in regulation.
A weave out front.
Inside 10 to shoot. Kriisa blocked. Gets it off again. And it's down to Foster. A 7-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, and Jon Scheyer wants a timeout. The last Duke. And it's going to be the freshman Knipple to inbound it for the Blue Devils.
Flagg being guarded by Andrew Carr.
Into Flagg. Here he goes, driving on Carr. Lost it, and always got it for Kentucky. And is fouled.
Now, if the foul was before the shot, Kentucky will have to inbound it. A great play by Otega Oweh when Flagg turns his back. Oweh is able to get in and take that ball away. The question is now, it's going to be on the Looks like it's on the shot because Oweh is going to the line. They should have fouled him before he was able to get into it.
So 2 free throws for Otega Oweh with 10.3 to go. The junior from Newark, New Jersey, a transfer from Oklahoma.
Make or miss here. Kentucky's going to want to press up to try to slow the advance.
Boy, he willed that one in, didn't he, after it hit the front of the rim. Remember, no timeouts for Duke. Made them both. Proctor is going to inbound it. 10.3 to go. Flag has it. Between the legs, struggling to retain possession, and he turned it over.
Put 2 guys long, Carr and Oweh.
Kobe Brea will be the inbounder. Butler and Robinson in the backcourt along with him. They're going long to Butler, and he is fouled by Foster.
That's pretty gutsy. And really well delivered by Brea.
One and one. Missed it. Oweh keeps it alive, and he's got it. And he dribbles out the clock. But wait, was he fouled with half a second to go? He was, but what a hustle, tough play made by Otega Oweh, who has made so many of them tonight.
That's where free throw blockouts are gigantic plays. And Cooper Flagg just didn't block out Oweh, who went right over the top to knock that ball away and then grabbed it away from Knipple before getting fouled. What a great play by Otega Oweh.
And that should do it. A 2-possession game. And what a win this is going to be for Mark Pope and the Kentucky Wildcats, coming back from a 9-point halftime deficit to win a game of this magnitude.
A tremendous amount of fight by Kentucky in this second half on both ends of the floor.